Yes, people. Reports are Kamala is drunk. Let's have a look.
Good afternoon, everyone. To everyone who's on the call, I can't express my deep gratitude to you. Personally, of being on this ticket was the privilege of a lifetime to be with Vice President Harris. But as an American, to see you out there and to see the work that you did, to know that you put your heart, your soul, your time, your talent, your treasure into something bigger than yourselves, the promise of this country, a place where everyone belongs, where no one needs to go hungry or be unsheltered, and where differences of opinion can be celebrated and differences of ideas. And you put that out there and you worked hard for it. And for that, I am forever grateful. I also recognize the emotions you're going through. And I share those with you. As the vice president often says, we weren't running against something, we were running for something. And to watch the joy, the vision, the compassion, the decency that the vice president brought to this, and that each and every one of you reflected every place we went, the caring and the sense of joy. I know it's incredibly disappointing now. And look, candidly, it's a bit scary because there's a very different vision that's being put out there. But now more than ever, we need the light to shine through. We need to be able to be that hope for the neighbor who's really wondering. We need to be that anchor for the folks who are wondering what's next. And each of you did the work. You took time out of your busy lives and you continued to do it. And it makes a difference. On the campaign trail, I would ask, there will be a day of reckoning when it will be asked, what did you do during the 2024 campaign? Well, I know the people on this call can say everything they possibly could. And for that, as an American, I'm incredibly grateful. And I mentioned that just yesterday, the product of the things the vice president fought for and the things that she got done, we had the final pot of money from the American Rescue Plan that we were able to put $5 million here in Minnesota into food assistance for hungry families during this holiday season. That's the type of stuff you are fighting for. That's the type of things that make a difference. And those things are just as important now as they were before Election Day. And so I hope all of you take care of yourselves, take care of your families, find the place in your community to heal both yourselves and your community. And then when you're ready to get back in this fight, because it continues on. And I know that I've said it often on the campaign trail, I'm preaching to the choir. I couldn't be prouder to be with a choir that's on this call. You did everything that was asked. I also would have to say, I think all of us saw the possibility. And I know there's a bit of a feeling of loss because we saw what a real leader looks like. We watched a speech on the ellipse the week before the election where Vice President Harris delivered on the best of America. She delivered the best of our better angels. She delivered a vision where all of us mattered. She did it with grace and dignity and continued to do that every single day. She is still in this fight. She is doing it every single day. She is not done with her current job, and she's not done being part of it with all of you. And as I said, personally, it was a privilege to be on this ticket. It was a personal privilege to be able to become friends with an incredible leader, with someone who was willing to take on some of the toughest fights and continues to do so. And I would just ask all of you to join me in welcoming our Vice President, Kamala Harris.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you. Back at you, brother. You are such an extraordinary leader.
Junk.
And we have become lifelong friends. I just, in front of everyone, I want to thank you, Tim. You lead with courage. You lead with heart. You see the people. You care about the people.
Beyond this ticket, it was a personal privilege to be able to become friends with an incredible leader, with someone who was willing to take on some of the toughest fights and continues to do so.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you. Back at you, brother. You are such an extraordinary leader, and we have become lifelong friends. I just, in front of everyone, I want to thank you, Tim. You lead with courage. You lead with heart. You see the people. You care about the people. You believe in uplifting the dignity to which all people are entitled, and you do it and you have a sense of fun when you're doing it. But you are an extraordinary leader, and obviously the people of Minnesota are very, very lucky to have you there. But you are a national leader and a dear friend, and thank you. Noel, thank you for your work in Pennsylvania and all that you did for our campaign. And let me just say to everyone on this call, I am so grateful for you, and I'm so thankful to you. I'm thankful for your love of our country and your willingness to put the work into it. I'm thankful for the faith that you put in me and Governor Walz and our team. And I am thankful because I know your character is such that you're not going to get knocked down. And you're in this fight. And you're in it for all the right reasons. And I know that about you.
Hold
It's
on.
why you're part of this.
Can someone remind her she lost? You lost, lady. I mean, I understand the gratitude and stuff like that, but you know, you lost. You lost to Trump. She does sound a bit drunk, people. You know. She even looks drunk.
Call right now and all the work that you did over those 107 days and even before. That's your nature. And the outcome of this election obviously is not what we wanted. It is not what we worked so hard for. But I am proud of the race we ran. And your role in this was critical. What we did in 107 days was unprecedented. Think about the coalition that we built, and we were so intentional about that. You would hear me talk about it all the time. Being a daughter of parents who are active in the civil rights movement, I know and believe that the best movements that are about progress in our country mean that it's leaders that we are dedicated to the coalition, to bringing people together that seemingly have nothing in common, but have everything in common. A coalition where we bring people together based on a deep love of our country and our understanding that the strength of our country will be a function of our willingness to put in the work, and that we will do that work with a sense of joy, yes, with a sense of work ethic and understanding it's going to be hard, but it's good work. It's good work. To be engaged in a collective fight for America's future. And it means so much to me and to Governor Walz that you knocked on doors, you called friends, you called in favors. You said, hey, you know, I showed up at your softball game, now I need you to show up at the campaign office. You put in the time, it was personal for you. Coalition where we bring people together based on a deep love of our country.
Rifleman.
And our understanding that the strength of our country will be a function of our willingness to put in the work.
Junk.
And that we will do that work.
Rifleman.
With a sense of joy, yes. With a sense of work ethic and understanding it's going to be hard, but it's good work. It's good work. To be engaged in a collective fight for America's future. And it means so much to me and to Governor Walz that you knocked on doors, you called friends, you called in favors. You said, hey, you know, I showed up at your softball game, now I need you to show up at the campaign office. You put in the time, it was personal for you. And you gave all that you could for America's future. And it means so much to me and to Governor Walz that you knocked on doors, you called friends, you called in favors. You said, hey, you know, I showed up at your softball game, now I need you to show up at the campaign office. You put in the time. It was personal for you.
Huh.
And you gave all that you could to support our campaign. Because of your efforts, get this, we raised an historic $1.4 billion, almost
You
$1.5
lost all that
billion
money.
from grassroots supporters alone. The most in presidential campaign history. You gave all that you could to support our campaign. Because of your efforts, get this, we raised an historic $1.4 billion, almost $1.5 billion from grassroots supporters alone. The most in presidential campaign history.
Give them their money
Nearly 8
back.
million donors contributed an average donation of about $56 to fuel our people-powered campaign.
Huh.
And understand that the work that we did included the work that so many of you here did, which is to talk to first-time voters. Many of you are first-time voters. And to talk about how being involved can make a difference. And that remains true. And that's one of the pieces that I just want us to please take away, that our fight for freedom and for opportunity and for the promise of America, it included, for example, nearly almost 4 million first-time contributors to our campaign because of the work you did of helping people know that they can be engaged and that they're not outside, that they're inside, that we're all in this together.
Oh.
And that work
Oh,
continues.
rubbish.
The work must continue of reminding ourselves that we have an ability together. And that work continues. The work must continue of reminding ourselves that we have an ability to stay engaged in a way that will make a difference. The work that you all did, it's going to have lasting effect. Again, I'll say, the election didn't turn out like we wanted it to. Certainly not as we planned for it to. But understand that the work we put into it was about empowering people. That's the spirit with work we did. Our spirit and our work was about saying that it is a strength that we each have to lift people up, as opposed to beating people down. It is a strength we have that has lasting effect. So all that work that you did that was about engaging with other people, engaging with perfect strangers and in their face seeing a neighbor, that has lasting effect. It reminds people that there are leaders like you who care and will bring us together. And sometimes in the darkest moments, people lose faith in that. Are there people out there that feel that way? And you reminded people that yes, there are. And there are a lot of us.
Let me see these comments quickly while I go for the second bit. I can't believe what I just heard. Huh. Why? Yeah, she won't read none of them and reply. Oh. Bloody hell, 9 points. Oh, it's a lot. It's a lot of... I feel unburdened by what has been. I mean, honestly. Huh. Recount. Look at this. Look at all these peeps. Look. She does look hungover. Huh. Huh. Mm. Exactly. You see that? All that money and they lost all that money. You see, you know, someone that doesn't take losing good is a poor character of a person. You know. You see, poor character, right? Because you know, sportsmanship and you know, you can't win all the time, but the best way is to, you know, to look at what you've done and you know, see your mistakes. But it's as if like they didn't make any mistakes. Ridiculous. Yes. Oh, these machines. Here we go. So it's all about the machines now. So that's conspiracy, isn't it? You know. Why is it off? And when Trump said it, he's not allowed to say it or huh, look, 1.4 billion. Where did the money go? They want to know, where is it? Where's the money? With a bit of wine on the side. More than wine, vodka. So many people. So many. 9. Oh, God. Oh, boy. Boy. Let's get back into it, eh? Let's get back into it. I ain't got all day for this stupid woman. All right, let's get back into it. Oops. Oh, sugar. Yes. 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 Come on, be real, people. Be real. Be real. You know?
And that strength cannot be taken from us.
Yes.
That is our strength. It cannot be taken from us.
Who wants it?
So, listen, as I said the day after the election,
I'm so glad this woman didn't get him.
I still strongly believe the light
She's
of America's promise
This woman
will
is
burn
no
bright
good.
as long as we never give up.
Rifleman.
And we keep fighting.
Drunk.
And the fight that fueled our campaign, a fight for freedom and opportunity, that did not end on November 5th. A fight for the dignity of all people, that did not end on November 5th. A fight for the future, a future in which all people receive the promise of America? No. A fight that is about a fight for the ideals of our nation, the ideals that reflect the promise of America, that fight's not over. So look, we still have a lot to fight for. Okay? A future where every American can pursue their dreams, ambitions, and aspirations.
Like the world's over.
Where the women of America have the right to make decisions about their own body, not their government.
Oh, come on. No one's taking away the vote.
A fight for the rule of law.
Stop lying.
For freedom for all, for equal justice. For the sacred principle that everyone, no matter where they start out, has certain fundamental rights and freedoms that must be upheld. That's not over. That
It's
fight's
still
still in
there.
us,
What,
and
what
it
is she
burns
on about?
strong. And I know this is an uncertain time. I'm clear-eyed about that. I know you're clear-eyed about it.
You're drunk.
And it feels heavy. And I just have to remind you,
She's drunk.
don't you ever
Rifleman.
let anybody take your power from you. You have
He
the
did.
same
What are you going to do
power
about it?
that you did before November 5th.
Trump took it away. What are you going to do
And you
about
have
it?
the same purpose that you did. And you have the same
Hey.
ability to engage and inspire. So don't ever let anybody or any circumstance take your power from you. Look, this mission that we have, it takes hard work. But as you've heard me say many times, we like hard work.
Huh.
Hard work is good work. Hard work can be joyful work.
Bollocks.
And in doing our work, we will remain committed and intentional about building community, building coalitions, reminding people that we all have so much more in common than what separates us. We will be armed with the faith and the fuel that tells us what is possible and then drives us to achieve it. So let's continue to organize and mobilize and stay engaged. And I thank you all. I thank you all. We are all in this together, all right? We are all in this together. And on this practical eve of Thanksgiving, I wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving with the ability and to find the ability at this moment to just remember there is so much to be thankful for. And so I wish for you that you are surrounded by the people you love and who love you. As you know, I encourage you to be around family in whatever way you compose that family, but to take a moment and just reflect on all the good you have done and all the good you have yet to do. We are powerful, those of us who love our country, and we've got a lot of work to do. And with that, I will hand it over to Noel. Thank you all, and happy Thanksgiving from Doug.
They're an alcoholic.
Well, David, there are a lot of ways to tell the difference between what we call a social drinker versus someone who's a problem drinker or an alcoholic. The definition we use in our treatment clinics are anyone who uses alcohol despite alcohol causing problems in their lives and they continue to use alcohol. So just because someone might get drunk or they might be hungover, that doesn't make them an alcoholic. An alcoholic, however, is someone who repeatedly drinks despite alcohol causing problems. Like, for instance, having a DUI and then drinking again, or getting into repeated fights because of alcohol and continuing to drink, or somebody losing their job because of alcohol and they continue to drink. So there's a fine line, it's a very clear line between addiction and regular use. We also have scientific criteria where we can tell the difference between social drinkers and patients with alcoholism.
Let me go to words of wisdom. We all need some advice every now and then, and especially anybody who's been a little bit disaffected by the election victory of Donald Trump and is worried about what the future holds for Joe Biden and for the current Vice President, Kamala Harris. Well, Kamala Harris herself has got some words of comfort and inspiration for you.
I just have to remind you, don't you ever let anybody take your power from you. You have the same power that you did before November 5th. And you have the same purpose that you did. And you have the same ability to engage and inspire. So don't ever let anybody or any circumstance take your power from you.
It's just too good. And she just had her power taken away.
Exactly.
You've never seen anyone look more defeated while telling you, don't be defeated. You just have as much as... But I saw an AI version of this where it was the exact same footage today, but they'd put in a bottle of alcohol into it.
Oh.
And the whole Twitter as she's saying, they can't take the power away from you. But she does seem her normal word salad self. A lot of people were speculating as to whether she's had a few sherbets before.
Oh,
This is the
Justin.
first time she's surfaced since the defeat.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Justin feels sorry for her. Look, mate, she looks like she's been burdened by what has been.
You two. I think you two need to start being gracious winners. Okay? I've been dreading this
please,
conversation.
like they would have been,
I thought, what's it going to be like? What sort of pro-Trump garbage are they going to throw up to me? And this is the best you came up with. I've got to tell you, I'm so disappointed in you two. I could burst into tears.
Justin, I hate to interrupt while we're coming off the long run, but I have got something better for you. And it's from the anti-Trump card. Do you remember the actress Sharon Stone? Apparently a towering intellect, this woman. Here's what she's had to say about her fellow Americans re-electing Donald Trump.
Americans who don't travel,
Oh my God, here we go.
80% don't have a passport, who are uneducated,
Wow.
in their extraordinary naivete.
There she is in Italy, Justin.
And welcome back, everyone, here to Live Now from Fox. We appreciate everyone continuing to join us worldwide right here. I do want to get to a new video that was released on X. It was from the Democrats' official account there, and they have a video message from Kamala Harris. Now, we haven't really heard from her since the day after the election loss for her. And it's a very, very brief video message, but I want to play that out for everyone right here on Live Now from Fox, and then we'll discuss.
I just have to remind you, don't you ever let anybody take your power from you. You have the same power that you did before November 5th. And you have the same purpose that you did.
Huh.
And you have the same ability to engage and inspire. So don't ever let anybody or any circumstance take your power from you.
All right, so that was the very brief, it's only 26 seconds. So Kamala Harris putting out that video just about an hour ago. And we will also want to tell you about Kamala Harris's campaign aides have attributed the vice president not sitting down with podcast host Joe Rogan for an interview to President-elect Donald Trump's taping with Rogan, and suggested that Rogan leveraged the Harris campaign's offer to do the interview in Austin to get Trump in the studio there. Harris spoke at an event in Houston alongside Beyonce, we all remember, at the end of October, during which the singer endorsed the vice president. Trump sat down with Rogan for a 3-long-hour interview on that same day. So what we are seeing right now from the VP's camp right now, that we're running part of the campaign for Kamala Harris, they are doing a lot of second guessing right now in discussing maybe different ways and that she could have reached out to other voters. Now this video message coming out, very brief, just 26 seconds, urging her supporters to never ever give up. So we're not sure if there is going to be another run for Kamala Harris in for.
There, doors in the draw. The People's Postcode Lottery biggest ever prize pot.
In the December draws, you and your neighbours could win a share of £32.5 million.
Whether you own or rent, absolutely any door can enter.
Sign up before midnight on the 1st of December.
A share of
Vice President Kamala Harris.
Kamala Harris headed into friendly territory last night and shared a beer with Stephen Colbert.
One of the old saws is they just want somebody they can have a beer with. So would you like to have a beer with me so I can tell people what that's like?
Harris chose Miller High Life from the battleground state of Wisconsin.
Okay, the last time I had beer was at a baseball game with Doug.
Okay, so cheers.
Cheers.
There you go.
But the talk turned serious when Colbert asked about the new book, claiming President Trump sent Russian strongman Putin COVID testing equipment in 2020, at the start of the pandemic.
You remember how many people did not have tests and were trying to scramble to get them? You remember how rare it was to have one? You remember people by the hundreds were dying every day, and this man is giving COVID test kits to Vladimir Putin?
Trump is denying
What's wrong with
stories
that?
first reported in Bob Woodward's new book, War. He didn't address it directly.
I mean, what's wrong with that anyway? So what?
That was my first day after I was inaugurated DA, which was my first position.
Oh, here we go. No one's interested. Apart from that woman now. I thought she didn't drink beer.
Are we safe? Great rally.